Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video, new update. So I called one of the programs that I got from Karen Bass's office, and I was able to connect with Green Valley Circle. I believe it was Green Valley Circle was the one I was able to get a hold of. The collaborative housing program should be available to me. I had a great conversation with a lady by the name of Beverly. We were talking about how she'd be getting all kinds of bad calls from scammers, and I told her about Scam Shield. You know, I tell y'all I was getting like 30 and 40 calls a day. Well, she gets the same thing, and she was telling me how she had trolled some of them. They called her, and she told them, you know, they were asking her if she got in a car accident. She said, yeah, and then she ended up telling them that they had that she had lost her arm and her leg, but they had sewed it back on in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. That dude was like, did they really do that? She, you know, that kind of thing. She trolling them just like they troll her. So that was really funny. But she was able to connect me with a place that I'm going to tomorrow at 2 o'clock down on 66th Street. It's a two to a room, but it's a house, you know what I mean? And it's real cheap. You can live there as long as you need to. There's no end to that. $600 a month, but they take GR and that kind of thing. So I would need to get my money together for that, but it's much cheaper than what I'm doing here. You know how I am. I would love to live alone, but I'm open, you know, because at this point, they, if everything goes well, they would be able to immediately get me in there at the end of the week. They asked me how soon I would want to be moving in. I told them I already paid for this week and there ain't no refund. So I'm going to be here for the next 7 days, but on the 21st, I will need somewhere new to go. And it looks like this might be promising. It's a sober living home, so you ain't got to worry about people being there drunk and acting crazy. And I will be there tomorrow at 2 p.m. And I got a phone call, a number to call them and all of that. I called on the number to the guy on this side of town that is Paul Gregorian's office. I wasn't able to get an answer there. I'll give him a call a little later. But this was a really good lead, man. Even though I'm kind of anxious about living with somebody into a room. But I'll worry about that if it comes to that. The most important thing is to just get down there, have the appointment tomorrow at 2 o'clock and meet somebody. And it's in West LA, or South LA rather. 90043 is the area code, and that is very, very close to the area code I grew up next to, which is 90028. So I don't know how far or how close that is to where I grew up, but nevertheless, it's going to be a different part of LA from where I am right now. And it was just a really good conversation with Miss Beverly. I had a really good conversation with the lady as well with in regards to this particular spot. And they kind of connect you to them and let you talk for yourself. And it went well. So it's looking like I might be able to find somewhere to live, man. I got to call Beverly back later on because we were trying to connect me to somebody in Long Beach as well that had a similar housing program that also will give us another option. And then there's a last second type of retreat place, recovery retreat home, that if for some reason things go crazy, they can allow you to stay there for 2 weeks for free in a house as well. It's like 8 people to the house, 2 people to a room. And they have the women's section taking place right now for 2 weeks, and then they bring in the guys for 2 weeks, and then they bring in women for 2 weeks, guys for 2 weeks. That's like last resort if everything fails here. That will be somewhere I most definitely can get into, so long as I call them ahead of time, which will make sense, of course. So got leads, man. That's the most important thing. Even though it's a little anxious for me to live with somebody, I've never lived with nobody other than my mother. I don't want to live with anybody if I can help it. I would love to get something that doesn't have anything to do with living in a room with somebody. But you know what I'm saying? It's better than being on the street, and it's certainly better than paying so much for another hotel. So I'm gonna give this lead a try, man. I'm gonna go down there, 66th Street tomorrow at 2 p.m. I don't know how to get there other than, well, I know I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna take the bus. But yeah, that's why I wanted to make it at 2 p.m. We could have did it in the morning, but that would mean I had to get up like 5 in the morning to get out of there. I don't want to do that. So I'd much rather do it this way, be down there by 2, and still get back on this side of town by like 6 at the latest, depending on how long the buses and trains and all that's going to be. So I've yet to map out that process, but there will be no reason I can't go down there because I can get up, it ain't going to take no more than 2 hours to get there. So I could leave here by 11 and be happy about that. And so this is just good, man. I mean, like I said, you know, at this point, with all that I got going on in my mental health, it's not about whether or not I'm going to be anxious about whatever is coming. I'm going to be anxious about whatever. So at this point, it's like, let me just get somewhere that I can lay my head that doesn't have an expiration date like this hotel. Because, you know, I would more than likely want to stay here for as long as I could while I look for stuff, I'd probably end up staying here for too long, and it is really expensive, honestly. Staying here is like $368 a week. That is way too expensive for me. So that's what it is, man. This place has been wonderful to me, though. I'm very happy in this room, and I'm very happy that I'm over my depression that was taking place for the last 3 days. That allowed me to, just take care of these leads, and it fell in my lap. Just like I always tell y'all, man, God just be doing stuff. The lady just happened to call from the mayor's office. Not only that, but my phone rang, but it was on silent, and I had it in my pocket. And as I was coming back in this room, I just so happened to be pulling my phone out of my pocket and saw it said mayor's office. And so I answered the phone. I could have very easily missed that call. So it's just a lot of stuff that just fell into place for me that just, I really know is a good thing for me. And that's why I'm kind of leaning on faith in regards to my anxiousness about living in a room with somebody, because this is clearly from God. So whatever it's going to be, it's going to work out, because you can just tell how he operates and the timing of things and the fortuitous nature of which I was looking at my phone, for which if I would have been walking a little slower coming back into this room, or if I would have stayed over there for a couple seconds longer, my phone would have been in my pocket and I would have missed that phone call. But because she was on that break, remember I told you about that 15-minute break she had to take? Because she was on that break, all these things lined up so perfectly to where I paid her at the time I needed to, came back in here, pulled my phone out of my pocket at the time I needed to see that call. So it's like when you see Lord doing all that, lining up things like that, you just got to understand that the prayers that you prayed, and I prayed hard this morning, we're going to line you up with what it is you need, and he's going to use you to do what it is you need to do. So this is why I tell people who are believers, keep believing, man. Keep believing, and do what you got to do to overcome the whatever you have to, so that you can allow yourself to receive the blessings that the Lord ultimately wants to give you. I believe I have a purpose in this life, and that's why things keep working out for me. It ain't just because I believe in God, it's because he's doing something with my life, and if things fall apart, I won't get it done. And so he knows what I struggle with, and he's rooting for me from what I feel. I'm seeing he's rooting for me. So that's what I'm going to roll with, man. I feel a lot better. It's a lot of weight off of my shoulders now that I know I have a lead for next week, fall out of nowhere, just like everything else in my life. And I just hope that I can do some good with the blessings that come my way. And I hope this all works out so that it's not fool's gold. You know what I mean? But even if it is, there's another place to call in Long Beach. I think there's another place after that. She said she had 2 places in Long Beach. And the recovery retreat home will be available for free on 9/24 through 10/7. So that'll give me some time to figure some things out if for some reason things go absolutely left and I don't have nowhere upon the 21st, which I seriously doubt based on how things are falling into place with all of this. So look how God is working, man. He's gonna work it out somehow, even though I got a lot on my head and I'm struggling, and all of this was avoidable if I would have just been doing things better. But I wasn't capable of doing things better. I was capable of doing what I did. And so that's why I'm in the position I am, and I'm humbled by that. So yeah, man, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the South LA place works out. Hopefully it's not run down by nothing crazy, you know what I mean? It's a house, and then people who own their homes are renting them out to these type of services. So that's really what these are. It's not like a shelter or anything like that. You're gonna be in somebody's crib. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's there. Maybe I end up finding a friend, you know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe that's a friend there that I find for life, living in this type of situation. Somebody I can help. I don't know how comfortable they're gonna be with me doing my channel, but we'll worry about that when I get to it, you know what I mean? Doing my art and all that, I'll worry about when I get there. I like living alone, but I also know living alone has allowed me the opportunity to stay this way. And so if I can incorporate something new into my life, maybe I'll have a path to what it is that the Lord really wants me to do by way of this step forward that I'm ultimately trying to take. So I'm thankful for all the prayers that are coming my way. I'd imagine people are praying for me, seeing all this stuff. And I thank you for that if you are, and know that I'm praying for everybody that listens to my voice. I pray that I'm using my voice properly on this channel for things of substance, not just exalting myself or little superficial stuff that may come to mind. I try to really give you something with everything I'm talking about. Even in the Laker videos, I try to make it as meaningful as possible. And so, yeah, man, I feel grateful. I'm still a little anxious, still going through the mental health stuff, still not where I need to be, but I feel like I'm growing. And I don't have any regrets, or I'm not mad at myself for letting things get this bad. I just don't feel that way. I think the Lord is helping me understand what it is I've been dealing with, and I've been dealing with it. You know, it's this mental health stuff. But just the same, for people who have mental health stuff in this state, there are some programs and some things that are available to us. So we take what we can get and appreciate it as we go. So that's what it is, man. What am I going to do with the rest of my day? I don't know. I think I've called all the leads I need to call. I just got to call Beverly back in a couple hours for the Long Beach lead, which may not even be necessary if I can get into the South LA place. So I guess I'm going to figure that out. But everything that I've been trying to do, it's been a very productive day, you know. Everything that I needed to do in this particular day is getting done. And with a destination tomorrow, I'm looking forward to finding my way over there and then finding my way back, which is going to be the first time I've ever left this area living here. So hopefully I don't have any problems finding my way back. But just the same, I just know the Lord is with me and we're going to figure some things out. And I'm open at this point. I'm open to kind of doing some things differently, and hopefully that will turn into me having a destination permanently, a real home that I can live in of my own, where I can live alone, not have to worry about nobody else, or a room or something like that I can live in where I don't have to worry about nobody else. But for now, we will take what the Lord gives us and try to stay prayed up and use the right energy in regards to what we're doing. So that's what it's about, man. I told the Lord this morning I don't want to quit. I told the Lord this morning that all the times I talked about wanting to quit, it's because I'm frustrated. It's not that I hate my life. It's just that the times when the things are tough, they just keep coming. Just boom, boom, keep getting hit with the same old. So I'm tired of the cycle, but I'm not tired of the blessings. And we just got to keep on taking the good with the bad and do whatever we can within our lives. And if you have wealth, I know there's some people watching who have wealth. Be thankful for your wealth, man. See what we're going through down here. That's one of the reasons why I do this channel, so people who may not even be dealing with this type of stuff can know exactly what's going on to the very letter. It's because you're not going to get this experience, because a lot of people are so ashamed of being broke that they ain't going to tell you what the hell they're going through. Or they're going to be doing everything they shouldn't be doing, trying to keep from being broke, so they don't experience any of this, and they can't help anybody with that information. I think that's why the Lord put me in this position in a way with all these different things, so I can be relatable to people that otherwise a person like myself just wouldn't be relatable to. Most people who can do the things I do aren't broke. You know what I mean? So I'm a very unique soul, and I'm dealing, man. That's it. I'm not ashamed of myself because I know what I can do, and it's a lot. So I just move in confidence and hope that God will allow me to get out of this hole and reach whatever heights He wants me to reach with the experiences that now come with these circumstances, very humble circumstances. So that's what it is, man. We ain't ashamed of nothing. The only thing we'd be ashamed of is doing things in the wrong energy. The only things we'd be ashamed of is giving people something they cannot use and benefiting off of that greatly, building wealth off people's ignorance. I will not. I'd rather do this and give you something of substance and then make God happy and forego all that other stuff. Unlike most of what you're seeing on the internet, people doing anything they can to make a dollar. I'm trying to do anything I can to help people get out of these circumstances by way of the experiences that I'm seeing right here. So hopefully you could take some of the information I have in this thing, call some of these people that I've been giving y'all. If you're in these circumstances, or if you find yourself knowing somebody in these circumstances, these are the paths I'm going through. And so, yeah, man, that's what it is. It's out there for you. If you're homeless or you're on the verge of being homeless, collective housing program, look that up. You know what I'm saying? Look up this stuff. Recovery Retreat Home, look that up. You know, they got some stuff out there for you. So that's really what it is, man. I appreciate everybody. Of course, I'm going to keep on giving you what I have for you. I wrote down right here in the midst of all these things, God is with me fully. This is my story. And that's what it is, man. I'm in the middle of my story. Hopefully it ain't over yet, but this is what it is. This is the path to where BDF is going. And anything that I do after this is going to be because I was able to survive this. So hopefully it's good, man. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.